Alright, so we're back here. We're ready to get started with the project. If you want to pause this to catch up or work, you're more than welcome. There's also a little tutorial manual that I'm following to walk us through this first house that we're going to do. It's put out by Autodesk. That is found on my Vision page. If you'd like to download that, you can use that as a resource as well. I have it open here on the bottom of my screen actually. So this is the front cover of it, and we're going to go ahead to the creating a project section. And I'm just going to work through this right along with you to hopefully show you, as well as you can look at these screenshots on here, exactly what we need to do. So I have this sitting in front of me, so I won't be going back and forth to this on the screen itself, but you can have this open as well and kind of follow along if you like this format better than watching what I do on the screen. So just keep that in mind. So let's jump back over to Revit. So last time we basically opened up the program. We got our project browser and properties panel over here to the left in a tab format, and you don't have to do this, but this is just what I like to do. So now we're actually ready to start working with some walls and building a house. The first thing that we need to do with this house and with any house is probably either ask the client or know ahead of time how tall we would like the walls to be on each particular level and how many levels is the house. So to determine that, we need to come to the elevation section here, and they have it laid out just like on compass settings. So if we look over here in the drawing area, we have north, we have south, east, and west. And the elevation is basically just a flat view looking directly at the side or front or back of the building. So we're going to open up the south side, and on this template that we chose, which was just the basic architectural template, we have two levels. I'm going to zoom in over here just a little bit. We have two levels. Then the first one sits at ground level, which is 0. Then the second level sits 10 feet into the air, in this case because it is a positive number. We need to go ahead and modify these and add some levels to it, because the house we're going to design has 4 levels on it. So what I'm going to do, this first level here, I'm going to change its height and rename it. So to do that, zooming in here a little bit so you can see, I'm going to click on the number, alright, and click a second time, and we're going to rename it, or renumber it to say -14 feet. Okay, and it's going to drop it down. While I'm there, I'm also going to rename it, and we're going to call it 00 space foundation. And I should probably spell that right. And I'm going to press enter. Once I press enter, we're going to get this message that says, would you like to rename the corresponding views? And I'm going to say yeah. And that way over here in Project Browser, we now have foundation here, we have foundation in the ceiling plan. When we go and create some of these other things in Project Browser, it'll all be named foundation, so we can kind of keep ourselves organized. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to come up here to level 2, and I'm going to change that number to say -10 feet. Alright, and I'm going to rename it, and it's going to be 01 lower level. Press enter. Say yes. Now we need to create more levels, because 2 are just not enough here. So I'm going to come over here to the architecture tab at the top, and I'm going to add more levels under the datum section here. I'm going to press out here onto the left endpoint. I'm going to pause and hover. I'm going to push straight up from that, not a particular height in mind, and just click. It's arbitrary. I'm going to come over here till it lines up and click to place that. While I have the level creation tool on, I'm going to come on up and I'm going to draw another one across. Again, the height, 9 feet 6 inches, does not matter at this point. We're going to rename these and renumber them here in just a second. So with these two created, I'm going to come in here and do just like before. I'm going to click it. We're at -2 feet here. This next one needs to be 0, so this is going to be the ground level floor, even though it's the second floor of the house, because the first floor is kind of on a slope. It's below ground. This will be 02. This will be the entry level where you enter the house, and yes, we're going to rename it. And the last one here is going to be the roof, and it's going to sit 10 feet above the entry level, and it's going to be called the 03 roof. So I'm going to change the name and hit yes. Now if we look over here in Project Browser, we have all the names that we set versus just level 1, 2, 3, and 4. At this point, what I'm going to do, I can zoom back out if I'd like. I'm going to come over here to this little white X in the top corner of the drawing area, not the orange X, but this little white X, and close it out. Now it's going to take me back to what was level 1, but now is 00 foundation, and I will be ready to create walls. Before I do that, since this is a pretty large file at this point and will only get bigger, I'm going to go ahead and save my project. So I'm going to click Save. I'm going to navigate to my documents. Alright, and I have Architecture, Drawing, and Design class, and I'm just going to call this Getting Started. Okay, or you can call it Revit Getting Started. I already did one of these files, so I'm just going to call this Getting Started, and I'm going to save the project.